Business Book Summaries.
The summaries present an overview of who, not how, the formula to achieve bigger goals through accelerating teamwork, authored by Dan Sullivan and Benjamin Hardy. The first advantage is gaining more time. When you stop trying to squeeze more tasks into your day, you'll have extra time to focus on your strengths and less on your weaker areas. Who, not how, can help you reclaim your time.
Before we delve further, remember that we regularly share new content. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel Business Book Summaries and hit the notification bell for the latest updates.
Entrepreneurs often take pride in working long hours and juggling multiple tasks. However, they also tend to take on too much, especially when an interesting project comes along. The solution is to shift from a how mindset to a who mindset. Instead of doing everything yourself, start building a team that can take charge. Benjamin Hardy explains that when you have a self-managing team of capable individuals, you work less but achieve much more. In such a company, your team members manage themselves, taking full responsibility because they understand and are committed to the vision. Interestingly, your most innovative ideas often don't emerge while you're actively working. Many entrepreneurs find inspiration during downtime, like taking a shower or commuting. By stepping back from hands-on work, you create space for new ideas to surface. Hardy emphasizes that focusing solely on doing everything yourself limits your resources and consequently your potential. By collaborating with others, your effectiveness and personal growth increase significantly. Involving others in your goals not only strengthens your commitment, but also increases your focus and motivation. Conversely, becoming a who for someone else can lead to exciting opportunities and directions for your business. As motivational speaker Zig Ziglar said, helping others get what they want can lead to your success. This doesn't mean doing everything yourself but leveraging your resources to assist others. Many entrepreneurs struggle with procrastination, often due to overwhelming workloads. This can lead to guilt, diminished well-being, and reduced self-confidence. However, procrastination can sometimes be a sign that you need to involve others in your project. When you find yourself procrastinating, ask not just how but also who can help. This shift can inject energy into your projects and open up a world of possibilities. Dan Sullivan notes that you only notice what your brain is looking for. By asking who, you broaden your perspective and discover capable individuals who can contribute significantly to your goals. Remember, as Casey Neistat says, the ultimate measure of success is spending as little time as possible doing what you hate. Sometimes, asking who can help internally or externally can unlock new opportunities and broaden your vision. Benjamin Hardy advises that how you spend every second matters. Start small, eliminate unnecessary tasks, and focus on building the life you want. Regularly review your progress, celebrate achievements, and plan for the future. Every 3 months, evaluate what you've accomplished, what you're confident about, and what excites you for the next quarter. Identify 5 growth areas to focus on for the most impact. Who can help us achieve more in the next 90 days? How can we integrate them into our team? To demonstrate the power of asking who, consider the case of Paul Heiss, the founder and president of IBCC Industries Incorporated. IBCC had built a substantial business converting scrap metal into parts for trucks, tractors, and other machinery from its factories in China. However, everything changed in 2018 when China raised its tariff rate on aluminum scrap by 25% in response to actions by the U.S. government. Heiss quickly realized the implications for IBCC and reflected on his long-standing intention to shift some of IBCC's manufacturing to India, a plan he had been too occupied to execute. With the new urgency, his initial thought was, how do we start manufacturing in India? He soon replaced that with a more strategic question, who can help us start manufacturing in India quickly? This led to another critical inquiry, who can help us determine the best locations for manufacturing plants in India? Heiss reached out to the Indian Consul General in China, who connected him with an expert in industrial development based in India. Within days, this consultant provided a list of the top 5 locations for IBCC's operations, enabling Heiss to make a swift decision. The consultant also identified potential suppliers for the scrap steel IBCC needed to become operational. Benjamin Hardy noted, Heiss then traveled to various locations to personally select the best supplier. This approach allowed him to aggressively and rapidly establish operations in a new country. Instead of attempting to manage all these tasks alone, Heiss collaborated with knowledgeable individuals and was operational in India in just 5 months, a remarkably quick turnaround. By December 2019, just 18 months after the tariff change, IBCC Industries was generating over $20 million in revenue from its Indian factories, nearly a quarter of the company's total revenue. Who Not How emphasizes focusing on results rather than the process. By allowing your who's to handle the how and trusting their expertise, you ride on the coattails of their knowledge. Asking who is not only liberating but also powerful. Benjamin Hardy remarked, who creates results, how creates problems. He also stated, when the vision is important enough, the right team of who's will come together. And when you're ready to achieve results quickly and effectively, find the right who. As your ambitions grow, you'll need to become quicker at bypassing the frustration of how and going straight to the who that can deliver the desired outcome. Ronald Reagan once said, there is no limit to the amount of good you can do if you don't care who gets the credit. Albert Einstein also noted, everything that is really great and inspiring is created by the individual who can labor in freedom. Benjamin Hardy added, the bigger your goals become, the better the who's you'll need. This is a summary of Who Not How, benefit number 2 of 4, more money. When you enlist other who's to work towards your goals, you'll be less distracted and spend less time on non-productive activities. The result is more time to focus on what you're good at and what generates income. One of the key benefits of asking who is tapping into other people's time and resources, which frees you up to concentrate on your high-value activities. This logically leads to an improvement in your long-term earning potential. Benjamin Hardy explained, this is freedom of money. You can't improve your money freedom without increasing the who's in your life. Freedom of money is also about having the money you need to solve whatever problem you have. Imagine having a team responsible for turning your ideas into reality. This could be transformative, empowering you to achieve more. Typically, business problems fall into 2 categories: technical problems with known solutions and adaptive problems requiring innovative solutions. If you're facing a technical problem, your best approach is to ask who rather than how. Adding a who to your team means you don't have to learn how to do it yourself, allowing you to stay focused on your strengths. Benjamin Hardy stated, you can have way more money if you commit to having more money. You do that by investing in who's to free your attention from so many tasks, allowing you to focus your energy on activities that directly increase revenue. Ask yourself if you really want to engage your attention on a particular task. Could you spend your time in better, more exciting ways? Could you find a who to do this for you, someone who would see you as their who if given the opportunity? For adaptive problems where there's no known solution, you'll likely need to be the solution creator initially. Once the solution is established and systemized, you can train someone else to handle these tasks without your direct involvement. Alfred North Whitehead said, civilization advances by extending the number of operations we can perform without thinking about them. Consider the example of Jacob Monty, a labor and immigration lawyer in Houston, Texas. In 1994, he hired a driver to take him to meetings, which improved his punctuality and preparation. With the advent of Uber, he no longer needs a personal driver. Monty now spends around 90 minutes a day in an Uber, arriving at meetings more prepared and focused. Benjamin Hardy noted, by spending around $50 on an Uber and finding a who for the task of driving, Jacob creates a significantly greater impact in his meetings, often worth tens or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. In freeing up his time, Jacob also liberated his mind, allowing him to think deeply about new projects, reach out to prospective clients, or collaborate with others. This is the power of asking who rather than how. It's about creating freedom and success in your life by leveraging the expertise and time of others to achieve more and focus on what truly matters. He's able to create opportunities that generate increasingly large sums of money, Benjamin Hardy explains. Psychologists discuss decision fatigue, which, as the term suggests, refers to the exhaustion one feels from making decisions when overwhelmed with options. By adopting a who mindset rather than a how approach, you can avoid decision fatigue and achieve a higher level of personal performance. Peter Drucker famously said, "Efficiency is doing things right. Effectiveness is doing the right things." Entrepreneurs operate in the results economy, not the time and effort economy of paid employees. They thrive on their ability to create value for their customers and generate significant results. Without results, there's no revenue, which is unsustainable for any entrepreneur. Benjamin Hardy emphasizes, if you want greater freedom in your life, you'll need to focus on results. You'll need to let who's achieve the result for you, giving them the freedom to execute and create solutions in their own unique way. There is a great deal of science to back this up. Dan Sullivan famously said, "If you have enough money to solve a problem, then you don't have a problem." Carl Casseldine's story illustrates this principle. He started his own company, Away Resorts, to provide amazing vacation experiences. As his business grew, he decided to build a website and began learning to code, which soon led to exhaustion. Out of desperation, he asked a web developer for a quote and was stunned to find it would only cost £1,200. Benjamin Hardy notes, the low fee shocked him, given the amount of time he'd invested and the value of his time as CEO. Yet, like so many others, this lesson seems to take a few repetitions to finally sink in. Years after starting his company, Carl managed a sales team decently. Then, in 2017, he hired a sales manager, and within a year, the company's profits increased by 25%. Carl realized that had he hired a sales manager 7 years earlier, he might have made an additional £14 to £15 million. Benjamin Hardy reflects, that was the last straw for Carl. He decided to go all in on who not how. He was trained to think in terms of cost rather than investment. He now realizes the power of investing in himself and his future. Focusing on how all the time will cost you money and limit your ability to come up with big ideas. If you're cost-minded, you'll never create brilliant collaborations. By contrast, if you're investment-minded, you won't be short-term in your thinking. You'll view who's as an investment in your future, which is to be long-term focused and positioned to have an expanding vision of your future. This change in mindset will be transformational. Benjamin Hardy says you can survive without a community, but you can't thrive without one. Greg McKeown notes, only once you give yourself permission to stop trying to do it all, to stop saying yes to everyone, can you make your highest contribution toward the things that really matter. Hardy adds, you can have everything you love in life as long as you give up what you hate. Historian Will Durant observed, the ability of the average man could be doubled if it were demanded, if the situation demanded. Dan Sullivan reminds us, entrepreneurs have crossed the risk line from the time and effort economy to the results economy. For them, there's no guaranteed income, no one writing them a paycheck every 2 weeks. They live by their ability to generate opportunity by creating value. This is a summary of who not how, benefit number 3 of 4, better relationships. Once you start delegating, collaborating, and using more strategic partners, you'll often find mentors to work with who will help you get to the next level. You'll feel more confident because you'll know that you're working with more capable people. World-class collaborators can take you, your products, and your services to places you could never previously imagine. When you start using who's to achieve your goals, you'll soon find that you can form working relationships with some pretty amazing people. If you're doing something useful, creating value, and willing to share that value with your collaborators, high-quality people will be willing to work with you. Benjamin Hardy advises, when creating relationships with who's, ask yourself what's in it for them. When creating a vision, be sure that vision aligns with your who's objectives and clearly helps them achieve what they personally want. The best way to start a relationship with someone powerful is usually to volunteer for a cause they care about and to get stuck in and serve without any expectation of reward. If you do that, not only will you be doing good, but you'll position yourself to rub elbows with high-quality people. Gratitude also attracts and creates abundance. If you're consistently and genuinely grateful, most of the time, people will want to help you more. They will enjoy working with you and alongside you. Gratitude will make you kinder, more humble, and more likable. It has physical, psychological, and social benefits. Albert Einstein said, "Try not to become a man of success but a man of value." Look around at how many people want to get more out of life than they put in. A man of value will give more than he receives. Michael Fishman notes, self-made is an illusion. There are many people who played divine roles in you having the life that you have today. Be sure to let them know how grateful you are. Napoleon Hill, author of Think and Grow Rich, tells a story about Henry Ford being questioned by lawyers for a Chicago newspaper. They were trying to prove Ford was ignorant by asking him general knowledge questions. Ford soon tired of their tactics and said, "If I should really want to answer the foolish question you have just asked, or any of the other questions you have been asking me, let me remind you that I have a row of electric push buttons on my desk, and by pushing the right button, I can summon to my aid men who can answer any question I desire to ask concerning the business to which I am devoting most of my efforts." In other words, Ford was successful because he knew his limitations and therefore got good at finding the right who's. He got talented designers, engineers, manufacturers, and salespeople involved and let them do their thing. When it comes to success in business, nothing beats collaboration. Reid Hoffman, founder of LinkedIn, said, "No matter how brilliant your mind or strategy, if you're playing a solo game, you'll always lose out to a team." One of the keys to collaborating successfully is to put out their stuff that is not finished yet and let others give you feedback so you can make adjustments and improvements on the fly. Dan Sullivan calls this the 80% rule. He suggests that you can often get 80% of a project finished quickly by writing a brief draft covering the main ideas. Most people will then grind away trying to go from 80% to 90% or 100% finished before they will let someone else see what they are doing. The 80% rule suggests that once you reach that 80% mark, you should get your who's involved, show your rough draft, and let your team add the finishing touches and the polish. That will always be much faster and produce a better result. With purpose, even the most mundane tasks can become part of something much larger and more significant, Benjamin Hardy explains. This is particularly true when you're able to shift your focus from the isolating how to the expansive who. When Tiger Woods' caddy, Steve Williams, adjusted yardages without telling him, he wasn't just carrying clubs, he was actively contributing to Tiger's success. Williams' adjustments, based on his deep understanding of Tiger's game, were crucial during Tiger's most successful years. Collaboration brings numerous benefits. It exposes you to the ideas of others, some of which might vastly surpass your own. Combining your perspective with the skills of others can significantly enhance performance. Collaboration also allows for speed, especially when robust discussions are taking place. As you seek help and others get involved, challenges can be worked through at a much faster pace. Benjamin Hardy notes, getting results doesn't take much time at all, it's not getting the results that takes up all the time. Dan Sullivan reminds us, all progress starts by telling the truth. And as Paul Gardner observed, a painting is never finished, it simply stops in interesting places. This concept applies to collaboration as well. William Blake said, "Without contraries is no progression." And Viktor Frankl noted, for success, like happiness, cannot be pursued, it must ensue, and it only does so as the unintended side effect of one's personal dedication to a cause greater than oneself. Hardy warns against the danger of wearing hard work as a badge of honor when it's actually a sign of inefficiency. You're either in the time and effort economy or the results economy, he says. Entrepreneurs live by results, not by time or effort. This is the essence of the who not how philosophy. This is a summary of who not how, benefit number 4, a greater sense of purpose. When you're not bogged down doing tasks you're not good at, you can devote more time, energy, and resources to making an impact as you see fit. You can imagine new goals and make them happen because you'll have more confidence and a bigger vision. Ayn Rand said, "A creative man is motivated by the desire to achieve, not by the desire to beat others." How can you shift from competing to collaborating more? Focusing on how can lead to isolation. When you start thinking about who instead, your vision expands and a universe of options becomes feasible. The Dalai Lama warned, too much self-centered attitude brings isolation, loneliness, fear, anger. The extreme self-centered attitude is the source of suffering. Human progress is driven by communication and collaboration. If you can create a vision, make decisions, and then lead a team to work together to achieve something great, there's no limit to what you can accomplish. Peter Thiel said competition is for losers. Michael Jordan's journey with the Chicago Bulls illustrates this. Despite his individual brilliance, it wasn't until he collaborated with Scottie Pippen and coach Phil Jackson, who introduced the triangle offense, that the Bulls became a dynasty. Benjamin Hardy reflects, Michael's true brilliance was only possible as he transformed into more of a team player, built around a team system led by a genius coach. In today's world, shifting from the how business model to the who model is more important than ever. Hardy points out, even more, given the speed at which technology is advancing, hows that were once done by specialized individuals are getting outsourced and delegated to machines. No matter how skillful you think you are, 5 years from now, those skills may not be valued. But your ability to connect with people, learn, and collaborate is becoming increasingly valuable. The story of Junior Tolkien and C. Lewis is another testament to the power of collaboration. They inspired and critiqued each other's work, leading to the creation of The Lord of the Rings and The Chronicles of Narnia, which have sold over 300 million copies combined. Without their collaboration, these masterpieces might never have existed. Finally, the story of the janitor at NASA who saw his role as helping to put a man on the moon illustrates the power of purpose. He wasn't just cleaning, he was part of something much bigger. Hardy concludes, with purpose, you can do your finest work, no matter what that work is. Without purpose, your work can become shallow and meaningless. This is the transformative power of shifting from how to who, from individual effort to collaborative purpose. When driven by purpose, you transcend the minimum requirements, you delve deep within yourself and become a creator. You willingly go above and beyond the call of duty, infusing your soul into your work. You genuinely strive to address the specific problem you're tackling and sincerely care about the people you're serving. This isn't just about making money, it's about making a meaningful impact. The truth is, all successful entrepreneurs, sometimes without realizing it, reach a point where they've applied the who not how principle to advance. Every entrepreneurial breakthrough emerges as entrepreneurs discover who's instead of handling all the hows themselves. If you start embracing who not how, the experience will astonish you. Benjamin Hardy explains, with who not how, you can avoid unnecessary complexity and decision fatigue. You'll be liberated to focus on what truly excites and expands you, your unique ability. Who not how is how you become the greatest and purest version of yourself because you can concentrate on where you shine. Teamwork is about seeing who's as individuals with special gifts and abilities, not as tools you can utilize. By delegating everything except your genius, you'll find personal growth and the ability to transform more customers' lives than you ever imagined possible. Who not how will grant you greater freedom and empower you to dream bigger. Hardy continues, who's are drawn to vision. As you tap into your passion, purpose, and unique gifts, you'll discover an endless supply of capable individuals eager to join your mission. To do this, you must have the courage to bet on yourself and believe that you can achieve more than you have in the past. Helen Keller once said, alone we can do so little, together we can do so much. This sentiment is echoed by Hardy, who asserts, you can achieve absolutely amazing things in your life. The most significant work you'll do is with the people you serve and those you work with. By expanding your vision and enlisting team members to help you realize that vision, you can concentrate on the few hows that are your unique focus. You can become the person you aspire to be, transform and grow immensely, and be astonished by the deep connections you develop with colleagues and clients. You'll be humbled by others' commitment to you and by the love and genuine appreciation they have for your contributions. It all begins by setting a goal, envisioning a new and grander version of your future. Then, your next step is to ask, who can help me do this? Master this process, and your life will lead you down a path of unimaginable joy and meaning. This has been a summary of Who Not How, The Formula to Achieve Bigger Goals Through Accelerating Teamwork, written by Dan Sullivan with Benjamin Hardy. It's a guide to liberating yourself from the how and embracing the who to achieve greater success, freedom, and fulfillment.
We're keen to hear your thoughts on our content. Feel free to share your opinions or recommend books in the comments section. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel Business Book Summaries and hit the notification bell to stay updated with our latest summaries. Thank you and have a wonderful day.